Hey, so I've got another video, just another roundup 2014 and looking out for 2015. And what this is talking about YouTube. What's been happening in YouTube? There's been a lot of changes actually in YouTube in 2014, and I'm pretty optimistic about what I think could be happening in 2015. So I'd like to talk to you about those. What's really interesting is both in Japan and in America, YouTube is under new management. There's new leadership. And I think that's partly behind a lot of the really visible changes that are happening, not just to the basic look and feel, but even very much under the hood. I think there's been a lot happening in Google that has made YouTube probably change more in 2014 than it's changed in many years. At least I think those changes have been positive. I think they've been really good. Although, to be honest, some of them are frankly winding back some of the mistakes that I think have also been made with YouTube over recent years. So what are the things that have really happened? Well, there's no question, for one thing, is that YouTube is now like dramatically starting to take over the place that of TV and movies and cable TV and music, that sort of place in pop culture. There's actually a survey by Variety earlier this year that showed that for young people, like 20 years and under, YouTube celebrities are actually more recognized and more popular with young people than, the biggest movie and TV stars, and which isn't to say, guys like me, for example, have been around forever. I'm talking about people who, the PewDiePie, the video game makers, and the new YouTube channels, the new YouTubers, and the current new generation of YouTubers are coming out, and they're huge, and they're actually, they're really overtaking both the old YouTubers as well as all media, and that's really cool, and that's something that's dramatically starting to happen now. One thing that's been great, which I actually only discovered about a month ago now, but the YouTube has been starting to respond to what I've always asked for, which is for better mobile creation tools and tools for video creators, to be able to manage their channels and their settings and their videos and to track what's going on. The YouTube Creator app, which is on Android and iOS, as well as the new YouTube Creator, what do they call it, hub that's within the YouTube channels. These are great. The Creator app is fantastic. I'd still like something that's good for creating YouTube videos, something that allows more, editing, more cuts and so on, a real vlogging sort of video. But at the same time, the Creator app and this sort of thing, this is something we should have had years ago, and it's finally here, and it's really, really great. It's interesting as well that they've announced features like the much more discrete analytics, so you can really see what's going on with your videos a lot more, which I only picked up recently a couple of months ago. That said, things like the Creator Hub and the Creator Playbook and stuff like that, that stuff has been around since before 2014, but that stuff's getting really kind of advanced now, and the tools are out there. If you want to go out and make a really professional looking YouTube channel, there's no excuse not to now. Even just with an iPhone, you can take great quality video. And it's just not hard. All the information, the experience, and all the people who've made all the mistakes and learned the hard way, all that experience is out there now. And now the people who start new YouTube channels, they're all pretty awesome. All that stuff is out there, and YouTube is now really proactively gathering and distributing that information. So that's there for anyone. Another thing that's really interesting is there's everyone's seen the Kickstarter and the Patreons and everything. And Google's actually offered a fan funding feature. It's a little bit of a sensitive thing because, of course, from the very earliest days of YouTube, there was this thing called e-begging, where people make videos asking for money and donations. They'd set up a PayPal or whatever. And that's something which the online social community really kind of raged on. And the fan funding thing's a little bit close to that, but at the same time, thanks to Kickstarter and Patreon, the stigma around that kind of thing has been removed a little bit. And it's been successful to the point that Google said, well, why don't we just offer it baked into YouTube? It's not something I think I'm going to use. And I don't know anyone who is using it, although I know people who are using Patreon, for example, and I think it's a great idea, and I think it works. And there's no reason Google couldn't do it itself. But, of course, there's still some stigma to overcome with that, but that feature is there, and I'll be really interested to see people start to use it this year, because again, this is the whole idea. YouTube wants Google makes a lot of money off YouTube, and they want people to have the time and the resources and the dedication to make better and better content, and people who generate enough ad revenue from their videos that they would be able to live off it, they should be able to. So any way to help people, to help support creators to create more and to create better, that they're doing that, that's good to see. Great creator support stuff. They've revamped the messaging, the system, the comment system. The comments were really broken for a long time. Now they're better in some ways, that you can see all comments, for example, and most recent ones and so on, and you didn't have this weird kind of algorithm that I didn't understand applied to it. At the same time, however, the live video comments, which I of course rely on for my Hangouts on here, for my Tokyo Tonight and 2.5 YTs, the fact that those comments disappear, that's a major pain. So not perfect, but kind of getting better. New analytics tools, the vanity URLs coming out, the YouTube music streaming service is released, apparently only for Americans. So I wouldn't know about it, but makes good sense. So predictions and wish list for YouTube for 2015. I am going to have a drink of water. By the way, that's my sister and I behind me. My mum painted when I was about 5. It's a nice painting. So there you go. Here to meet my sis. So I got nowhere else to make videos. What I think is going to happen, predictions for 2015 with YouTube. They start with this: social is back. And I think we have the dismal failure of Google Plus to thank for it. Google made a lot of really bad decisions, I think, around the way that it managed YouTube for a while. And I think it was because they wanted to push all the social stuff into the hub of Google Plus, which is still there and they're still using and they're still centralizing it. It still is integrated. But I think that the idea of trying to change YouTube from being a social site, which is what it originally was, with this strange idea that it was competing against Google Plus, and so they had to make it a pure content site and move the social stuff away. There was this kind of strategy that there appeared to be, to my eye, for a long time. They've come back, and certainly the people I've been talking to at Google in recent months, they seem to now get, and I think this is part of the change of ownership as well. The content is, no question, it's important, and especially for the money-making side and the advertisers and so on. But the social element of YouTube is the golden egg. It's it's the goose that's laying the golden eggs of the revenue, the content, and so on. That's the glue that holds YouTube together. And having people there now that understand that better, and that are trying to bring those features which were there and were taken away or were changed. The comments are the most important thing. They're the best and worst thing about YouTube. I know a lot of Googlers, not a lot of Googlers, I've met Googlers who have kind of contempt for YouTube comments. And it is kind of, comedians like to make a big thing about how terrible YouTube comments are. But that's why people go there. That's why even when Google Video was so much better than YouTube, the reason that YouTube beat Google Video in the first place was because of the content or the technical specifications. It was because of those horrible trollish comments. It was the freedom and the anarchy of the site. That anarchy and freedom is what scares advertisers, of course. So everything in good balance. But I think they're starting to, having gone a little bit the wrong direction, taking that stuff away. We lost video responses this year. We lost a lot of stuff which, was really key for how I started this whole channel, was through video responses. That's how I started getting my first subscribers and so on. Those sort of things, not video responses, but certainly social features are coming back, and that's good to see. And I think that's going to keep happening. And I think people have to stop being concerned about Google Plus. I think that's the way things seem to be changing at the moment. I think we're definitely going to see a baked-in YouTube GIF creator. It's already happening, and it's pronounced GIF, not GIF. I don't care if you created them or not. Even if you're the inventor, I don't care. It's GIF. I think there's going to be better mobile creation tools. We've got good management and analytics tools and so on, the nice viewing apps for YouTube. But I want to see better YouTube creation tools for creators, so that we don't need to use PCs at all to do to run channels with good-looking videos anymore. better compression, new codecs that mean that even when you've got really crappy reception, like here in Australia, you'll be able to watch HD videos and without any problem. I'd rather see more work on that. And more things like offline playback and stuff like that as well, that just mean that you'll have better, again, this whole buffering, waiting for videos thing, as much as possible, I think that stuff is all going to get better. They're already starting to do stuff like that with India, and I think it's going to spread and it's going to get better. So those are the things I think are going to, those are my predictions for 2015 and my wish list for YouTube for 2015. Hope YouTube people are watching. I don't know. This is what I'd like. One, please acquire SoundCloud. I'm using SoundCloud. I'm using a subscription. I think their interface and their whole thing looks very much like YouTube. It's strange to me that I can upload unlimited amounts of high definition video onto YouTube, but I have to pay a huge amount for a really limited amount of storage space. Well, actually, no, it's actually unlimited now that I'm paying a certain amount of money for it. For the audio versions of the YouTube videos that I'm uploading. And with the YT music, with YouTube music and the music streaming service, it's completely natural to me that a platform like SoundCloud is something that, you know, Google should have. If they don't own it, they should be competing with it. I don't know why they don't have streaming music platform. Well, that wouldn't just be music, but would also be for podcasts and so on as well, like this. Except, of course, that, I mean, the whole thing is that would mean that people would have something they can listen to in their cars, which is still a huge area which YouTube doesn't yet reach. I mean, it does reach, you know, kids with tablets in the back seat or whatever. But this is what people who want me to be able to upload audio versions of this, which I do with my YouTube money. I paid to go and do it on SoundCloud. It's because people want to listen to their favorite video blogs or whatever, and they don't mind listening to it when they're jogging, when they're at the gym, or when they're in the cars. At the moment, you still are. You need to have your eyes focused on the screen to enjoy YouTube. I want it to take that next step, that you don't need to be glued to the screen. I want them to have an audio service. So that's wish number one. Wish number two is fix the live comments. I talked about this before. I get 1,000 comments on some of my good Tokyo Tonight shows and 2.5 Voyages. Those comments are all gone after the video. I want to go back and read them, respond to them, talk with the people in them. So I get to know you guys. And those are all taken away at the moment. Now, I understand it's being looked at, and hopefully it is going to be addressed, even if it's sort of an option or something that I can leave them. But please fix those. Comments are just the most critical thing. I want, on my mobile device, on my iPad or my iPhone, I want to be able to create a live hangout on air like Ustream allows me to do. I understand that might be a bit scary to allow anybody to make a live video from a mobile device. You know, you're going to get a lot of freaky stuff. So be elitist about it. Only allow channels with, that have a clean bill of health and that have been reviewed, or they have X number of subscribers or whatever. I don't care, but please let me make my videos when I'm in Australia live. Hangouts on air from mobile. Please allow that, YouTube. Another thing I really want to see, my last wish, is to really look deeply at the subscriptions tool and technology. It hasn't really changed, but I think here's what I want. I want to be able to create lists of channels, so I can take all of, for example, the American English language comedy, Comedy Central, or the John Oliver show and Comedy Central, put all that stuff together and go and put that in one place, and then have a list of Japanese language vlogs, video blogs that I can have in another list, JVlogger, Japan related video blogger lists all in one place, and have it so I could, like, for example, turn on my TV and just have those things start playing like I'm playing from a hard disk recorder, or like, from a Slingbox or whatever, that I turn, and that stuff's all preloaded and I can skip through. I can watch, I could watch a TV and have all the content preloaded based on my subscriptions, and have channels that I can design based on the content of different subscription lists. I hope that makes sense. I basically just want, I had to take off a battery message there. But basically, I want the subscriptions thing to be something a little bit more like, so that I can actually just consume YouTube videos without having to, and for example, come and click every 2 minutes to watch a new video, or something I could sit back and watch in a living room, watch all the content that's put on there by these creators in a more comfortable way. Also, add tools like sound equalization, so I don't have to keep adjusting the sound every time a video changes or whatever. Improvements in that sort of direction to allow, you know, more and more easy consumption, and to make it much more. If I want to be a couch potato, I want to be a couch potato with YouTube sometimes. Sometimes I want to click and go through proactively. I really like YouTube to look at the subscriptions feature to make that easier for people to do, to basically make sure that more people get to see more sort of videos. I know that there's a drive to take people in certain directions. Oh, and this was another development in 2014, that YouTube set up a content creator support fund, that they're going to look for specific creators to target for specific support and coaching, you know, as a focus point for advertisers to be able to line up and say, these are, you know, certified good content for you advertisers to line up behind, promoting them basically the same way that networks support, you know, TV talent. And I think, and that's good, and there are some people obviously already in Japan getting pushed very hard in that sort of a way. We've got people like Hikakin, Baidin Girl, and so on, and that's all great. But at the same time, you know, allow us, you know, the long tail, to also do well and to be able to reach more people, which I think you can really do by really taking a look at making the subscriptions feature a little bit more user-friendly for those who want to you know, use YouTube in a more couch potato way. So that's my wish list for 2015, my predictions for 2015, and my look back on 2014 for YouTube. So I hope you found that interesting, and look forward to seeing. Hopefully, we'll see. YouTube's always full of surprises, so we'll see what happens 2015, and see you back on this channel. Okay, peace.